What's up, guys? We are recording and we are live. So it doesn't matter if you're watching us right now and you hear us in real time or you're watching us later. We appreciate you guys listening to us because we're going to talk about wholesale, Amazon, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, some history, some future, some kind of vision where we think the world is going with Amazon. And we want to bring you guys along with us. You guys probably know me. You probably recognize me better if I had a visor on and some red sunglasses, but it's 2017. I'm mixing it up. I have an actual hat, but it's an Amazon hat. And guys, you can get these on Amazon. You can go get one yourself. And these are the Snapchat spectacles, of course. They are hard to find. If you go on Amazon, you're going to pay a pretty premium for them because you can't wholesale these, my friends. But wholesale is what we're going to talk about today because if you don't know me, you may know these other guys here on the show. Dan and Eric, you guys like household names now. Like, you don't even need your last names anymore. It's Dan and Eric. And they know exactly. That's when you know you've made it. So you guys have made it, and you're here on the show today. We're going to talk about wholesale and just give value. I told people these guys sold $7 million last year. And if you've ever had a question for a $7 million seller, get on this show and ask it, right? Like, this is the time. There's no reason to say, oh, I don't know how to get started. That's fine. If you don't know how to get started, we're going to talk about that tonight. So, guys, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm a little disappointed in you, Chris. You gave a shout out to all your sweet gear. You didn't say anything about those AirPods. Like, what's going on?
Oh, dude, you know, I got them AirPods too.
I see it. No, it's going great, man. I mean, we're not swagged out like you.
These are sweet. I mean, I thought they were going to be kind of not that cool. They are great. I highly recommend anybody get them. Look, don't fall out. They're hot. If you got the iPhone 7, they're even better. They work on 6, the 7. The tech will blow you away. I mean, We're finally getting in the world of no wires. And if you could see my desk, you'd be like, you would know how excited I am that world is finally getting here, right? So enough about the tech, man. We're gonna talk about you guys, man. How was your 2016?
It's fantastic, man. It was we grew our business a punch, learned a bunch of stuff along the way, and it's one of those things. It's a constant evolving model. Like, Amazon always keeps it interesting. They make some changes. And it's just one of those things that's what's part of the fun for us, honestly, is seeing these changes and realizing that the market is continuing to develop. Amazon's getting stronger, and this model continues to have, huge upward mobility. So it's I couldn't have been more excited about our results last year and where we're headed this year.
Well, drop a couple numbers just to put things in perspective. And I don't want you to just go back 2015. Do you guys have numbers off the top of your head? 14 to 15 to 16. And then if you've got a projection for 17, where you at? Because I want people to know that this isn't like you guys been doing $7 million a year every year for 12 years. And it's like, they're not gonna be able to step into those kind of businesses and just do that overnight. Because you guys didn't do it overnight, but you guys did get pretty big, pretty quick, and then just kept your pedal to the metal.
And we did retail arbitrage our first full year. It was like 2012. It was like 860,000, 940,000 our second year. Our third year was retail arbitrage and wholesale. Like, that's whenever we, mixed in wholesale with it. We did 1.28 million, and then we went from 1.28 to 3.8, and then 3.8 to 7.
Wow.
And next year it's we're going to try to get that 8 figures, baby, 10 mil.
That would be incredible. And I think I follow I don't know what the right word is for how to explain it, but just being able to say, we did 10 million. People are going to pay attention. People are like, oh, 10 million. A lot more than even 9.8 million. Like, whatever. 10 million. It's got to be nice round numbers, like the $100,000 a month, the $1 million a year, the $10 million a year. And that's going to be hot, dude. So hopefully you guys hit that. And if I can help you along the way, that would be great. Look, you guys don't need me anymore. You guys started with retail arbitrage, which a lot of people do. But it's very safe, right? It's very low expense. It's very small. It's like a minimum order of 1, right? Like 1 unit that you can return anytime, right? That's a very safe model. And you start thinking wholesale, people are like, what do you mean? I got a minimum order of 500. I got a minimum purchase of $2,000. It's a different world. And I don't want to kind of start this off by scaring people, but I do want to tell people the truth. Right? I want people to know that, guys, we have been through this and we have watched Amazon evolve. So I'm so glad that you guys like the game of constant change, because that's the only game Amazon's going to let us play. So if anybody's listening that doesn't like the change and thinks you're going to do the same business next year, it's not that we don't want you to learn this, but we want you to have the right perspective that that's not Amazon. Amazon is changing every single year. And guys, you guys know I wrote the book.
I mean, that's
original.
Yeah, we know because we bought it.
I know.
It
I've been telling this story a lot lately about the book because I published that first book in 2011. And it's got a story about my mom in there. My mom, who was a grandma at the time, still working a regular job, going to thrift stores and scanning books. And I would tell any grandma in 2011, go get yourself a phone, get your Scan Power app, scan some stuff, put it in a box, put some stickers on it, send it to Amazon, sit back and wait for the money. That was 2011. I don't know anyone who would give that advice today, even me, right? I would not give that advice. Hey, grandma, just go put some stickers on some stuff, send it to Amazon, and don't even look at your Amazon account for 3 weeks. Like, no, you can't do that today. And it sucks because I liked helping the grandmas, but I would not treat FBA like a part-time business anymore. And with retail sourcing, it's getting to be a little dicey when Amazon's like, hey, I got an inauthentic claim. Where's your invoice for this item? And you're like, did this Kmart receipt count? Like, no, I said invoice, my friend. Like, oh, let me go post on Facebook, see where I can find an invoice real quick. Like, that's the world that we're living in. So wholesale just kind of takes all those risks away. And it's not that I'm trying to tell people to get away from those risks. I just want people to understand them so there's no surprises when something happens. So wholesale, well, I would generally say, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, you're going to have lower margins. You're also going to have lower risk. Is that a fair assessment? Like lower margins per unit,
right?
But lower overall risk of your business model compared to a predominantly sourced retail inventory model.
Oh, it's not even, I mean, honestly, it's not even close in terms of lower risk. Like, if we get an inauthentic claim, there's not a better invoice than the manufacturer's direct invoice. Like, and here's the funny thing is, we focus really heavily on developing the great relationships with manufacturers. So if I get an inauthentic claim, like I'll just get a letter from them too. And it's, hey, these guys are legit. They placed a lot of orders with us. Everything about it is good to go. So, we'll send that letter along with a bunch of invoices and directly to Amazon. We have never had a single problem.
So your heart rate doesn't go up when you get that inauthentic claim. But can you imagine a seller sourcing retail? I mean, you see it on Facebook and all these groups where people panic and their heart rate is going up and they're thinking, oh my goodness, I got all my eggs in this Amazon basket and I might lose the whole basket.
In fairness to them, I mean, it is a scary situation when your invoices aren't as good. It is a scary situation. Like, we don't even, honestly, with our invoices, we don't even deal with that anymore. Like our virtual assistants, if we get like an inauthentic claim or something, because all of our invoices are stored electronically, so they just go ahead and file it, and they have a template for it, and I mean, most of the time we honestly don't even see it. It's dealt with before we see it.
Well, that was going to be one question I was going to ask is do you have to dedicate a certain amount of time to this process? But you say you already outsourced it, right? So I like that because you guys are systems guys, right? Yeah. Because that's one thing I kind of wanted to talk about is when you guys got started, you kind of ran into your own kind of problems and you thought it was one way, so you did this and you followed this, and you guys kind of had to come up with your own systems, your own processes, almost like it was a game, right? Like, all right, here's the game, let's figure out the rules, and then play things in place to automate and all these things, and I mean that's what you guys are good at, and applying what you're good at to this wholesale model is kind of what led to your success. So, guys, talk a little bit about these whatever road bumps you guys got into in the beginning, and then say, oh, well, we can get around that. That's good, and how it led to your success today.
Yeah, I've been on enough webinars with you, Chris, to know how we get high energy and things get going real quick. Before we do, I've got a little business I'm going to do real quick to make sure, because I know how we get rolling, and we may miss some of the good topics that I wanted to hit. So this link right here that I'm getting ready to put up is going to take you to a site that's got our latest workshop, and it's going to give you much better explanation with a little graphics for people that don't just that see things better, learn a little better graphically. Can you see, is that coming up? I'm hoping that you can see the twfpower.com.
I see it bright and big, man. It's a
Perfect.
white background. It's lighting me up on this
Okay.
screen. TWF Power.
Now I know why you've got the sunglasses on. That's perfect. No, it's
It is.
so head over there, check that out. I'll put it up again at the end, but I wanted to make sure that we touched on it beforehand because I know how we get rolling when we get bouncing off each other. We get really excited, and so it's great, phenomenal stuff. Go over there and check it out, and we'll explain a lot of the concepts that this video explains it in depth too. But I wanted to get that up there, and now I'm going to let Dan loose.
So as in terms of systems, like that was whenever we started Wholesale, like our goal was to create the most scalable model we could. And we, with the goal of, I want to make more money and I want to work less. And, you know, with retail arbitrage, like that's possible. You can make more money, but it generally requires you to work more. So that was the attractive part for us to jump into Wholesale was we wanted to work less. We wanted to make more money. But the thing is, if you're not creating some kind of system, you're still in the same boat, right? Like you're still, if everything is centered around you, it's hard to grow without committing more time. So that our goal from the start was to create something that would operate without us being involved in it. Now, in terms of talking about roadblocks along the way, I mean, we got crushed a couple of times, just awful. I mean, it's it's funny when you're talking about it now. It's like, but at the time, it's like, oh my God, how do we do these things to ourselves? And we started off Wholesale just like everybody else. We Googled wholesaler, and we, and random junk pops up, and we started clicking on those links and sending those people emails, and they would send us their catalogs. And geez, I mean, these things are humongous. Like, I have no idea how anybody ever like really goes through one of those manually and doesn't use like a more of an automation tool. Well, we didn't know automation tools existed, so me and Eric were humping through these things manually, like typing this in. And it was miserable. Like literally just probably wasted about a week and a half of our lives before we were like, hey man, this is not working. So then we tried the trade show route, and God, were we terrible. Like, I mean, just absolutely terrible. We went into the trade show, didn't know what we were doing. I mean, we had no idea. Like, we were there and we were ready. We had our money, we were ready to spend it. And so we would go up to booths, and we're sitting here scanning items. And it's one of those things, like when you go to a trade show, you feel obligated to spend money, right? Like you paid to go there. You paid your expenses. You're paying a hotel bill. Like you need to be productive. Well, that kind of, that can lead to some, if you have that mentality, it can lead to some bad decisions. And we made a bunch of bad purchases, and they were awful. And by the time we got back, it was just like, God, this is awful. Like, how do people make money doing this stuff? And it all started really with that. If that would have never happened, we might not have found the model that really worked for us. So it's great. But we started, and it kicked it off with me and Eric were looking at a product, and we, again, still didn't know what we were doing on Amazon. And it was like, why can't we just sell that product? Like, what? Well, why? If it doesn't, maybe we should just call the company and see if they know who we could buy it from. So we called the company and were like, hey man, yeah, we sell that product. Like we'll sell direct to any business. I was like, no. It's really this easy? Like,
it must be harder than that.
Right. I mean, and it was just like, wow, this is, oh my gosh, we've literally found the ticket. And by then, I mean, we thought we were going to be bazillionaires by the end of the year. Like, because, now it's this easy. It's just
you can call everybody. Every
right,
product on Amazon, we're going to sell it.
I've got a phone in my ear. Eric's got a phone to his ear, and we're just going to call until we're rich. So, well.
How long did that last?
Well, I mean, that lasted until about the second or third call. Whenever every manufacturer we called, we're like, no, man, we don't want to sell to you guys. You sell on Amazon. And I was like, what? No, I don't know if you understand this, man. We have money. Like, we're ready to buy. I want to buy your stuff. No, like, no, seriously, we don't want your money.
Yeah, when you go to retailers, like, they want your, like, you can't, they would never say, no, we won't sell this to you. What do you mean you won't sell it? That's your job, is to sell stuff to me. I mean, you could take offense to it. Like, whoa.
Yeah. And so, then we had to come back to reality. We weren't going to be bazillionaires by the end of the year. And then we had to put together a plan for how are we going to get these people to start selling this product. Like, you know, what's going to be, why are they going to start selling it to us? So the next time we called somebody, it was, you know, they told us, hey man, we don't want to sell it to you. And we had that was the point at where we were just like, why not? And they told us all the reasons they hated Amazon sellers, which started a new pattern of every time we would get turned down, we would find out why they didn't like Amazon sellers. And before long, it was like, we're sitting here looking at all these reasons, right? It's like, you know, these guys break math. They don't follow our rules. They don't, you know, the sales are going to happen regardless of who's selling the product. We already have people on there. So, don't want to introduce more competition into the market on that particular market. And it's like, you're looking at all those and it's like, well, that's really not us. Like, you know, we are going to follow your rules. Like, we're going to follow your map. All these reasons that you hate these Amazon sellers doesn't really apply. So then whenever we're talking to them, it's like, yeah, man, I understand that. But like, you know, here's a bit about us. And we became, you know, it started again, just terrible. Like, the reasons they should sell to us started out pretty terrible, but we were starting to be able to convince people to at least think about working with us. And, you know, some would come over and we would deliver a great experience. You know, like if I tell you I'm going to do something, if I tell you, hey, Chris, you know, your products are great on Amazon, I feel like you can use some more pictures. And, you know, I tell you that I'll do that. I promise you, it will get done. It will get done. And that's the thing we started doing is we just started delivering value to vendors. And that's, you know, and that's what led to the growth. I mean, people started wanting to work with us more.
Exactly. That's why I got the slide up before I let him go.
What are you talking about?
No, I mean, your passion is great. I'm just saying, I mean, I know my audience, so I'm saying like, I wanted to get that out there.
Well, dude, I'm trying to decipher this to help everybody listening. And correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing you say is a lot of your success has come from when you turn this business from I'm just going to buy and sell stuff into I'm going to build a relationship with a vendor, a person, and find a win-win situation, because you know what their win is. They want to sell more stuff. And if you can be like, all right, now I know what I want to do. I want to get that stuff and sell it. Let's find that win-win. Let's find those pain points. And I tell you, a lot of it is just being willing to listen. Right? Like it's easy, like retail arbitrage, you go into a store, you buy it, you may not say a word or talk to anybody for a month, right? You don't have to, you buy it, you say hi to the cashier and you buy it and you're out the door. With wholesale, it's different, right? But it's different in a good way, because relationships are they're gonna keep selling to you guys and they may keep other people out. They may give you an exclusive simply because they like the same basketball team as you guys.
Right.
They're gonna be like, yeah, man, UK, let's do it. Or UK.
I'll pay you. That's awful.
All right, just checking, man. Just checking. Hey, and I want to make sure everybody stays to the end of this Zoom, because I'm going to be doing my Eric impression at the end.
Oh yes, this sounds
good. At the end. All right, so you got to wait till the end to see the Eric impression.
Here,
right.
Before we move on, I want to make a point too. There is zero chance that Chris can walk into a store and not talk to somebody.
Right.
That's what I do, man. Like, I'm good at it. I'll go to a trade show. Dude, you think you guys are good at talking to wholesalers? Find a wholesaler that won't sell to you guys, they'll sell to me. I guarantee it. I'll talk to them. If you guys get stuck, I will hop on a call. Like, it's not a problem. All right, so guys, there's going to be a lot of people on this Zoom, probably a lot of people watching the replay. They're going to be like, all right, this sounds great. This sounds great. Yeah, I'm going to make $1 billion, I'll be $7 million seller in 3 years, all this stuff. But they still don't know where to start. Where do they actually start? So from someone, and I'm gonna at least box people in to say, look, I'm trusting you guys at least understand selling on Amazon and FBA and even retail and online arbitrage sourcing. All right, so we're starting there. These are the people that we're talking to. If you understand that, you sold on Amazon before, but you're looking like, I've never purchased wholesale, what would you tell them should be their first step? If they're saying, yeah, I want to get into wholesale, 2017 is the year for me, I don't know where to start. Dan, Eric, give me the first thing I should do today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever they take action.
They need to go to whatever their state government website is and register as a corporation, as an LLC, because you're going to need a resale certificate to get a wholesale account. That's easy. It's I was going to say cheap. It's actually free. because you have to be a legitimate business. Another thing you can do tonight is go to, set you up a custom domain name. When you communicate with these people, Eric at awesomecompany.com is much more legit than Eric's Awesome Company at gmail.com. It shows that you put forth effort, and it legitimizes you as a professional in the space. And so those are two things. And then watch this video. Like if you're talking about getting down to how to start finding the products the way that we do, this workshop, these videos, that link I put up earlier, I'll put it up again at the end, go in very detail on exactly, how we came up with this, this concept of sourcing products and finding products, and then spend you some time doing that. Look around for, products in an area or a niche that you're comfortable with. At this point we sell in every category, but we started, in some that we were better at, and then have worked our way out. So it's just as simple. Like, you're not going to get better starting information than these videos. I'm very proud of them, and they've got some great content. And that's even if you're not in wholesale. The analytics that are revealed in those things is going to help you any Amazon business model that you use. I promise you that you're going to learn something that you didn't realize, or may not even have thought of, or even occur to you. So invest in yourself, take a little action, and get started. Start informing yourself.
How much are those videos?
They're about $0, $3.
$0.
Yep.
TWFpower.com. I promise you. Like, here's the thing. In video 1, we talk about the concepts that we use and the methodology we use to build our business. In video 2, if you want nuts and bolts, video 2 is amazing. Like, Eric goes over legitimate. He goes over the complete analysis we would do on a product in our business every single day. And as he mentioned, it applies everywhere. It's just good, and it works on anything. And then there's a secret bonus in video 2, and we're going to give you guys some of the live products that we would source. Like, we actually source some products, and these products fit our criteria, just so you can see real examples of the kind of stuff that we're buying and selling.
I can dig it, man. So once they get through step 1, because like the business thing I think is already going to freak people out. So you got to do it, because retail, you can just go buy. You can just be the dude who walks in. You can't just be the dude who walks in and buys wholesale. That's just not the way this business works. All right. So get your business, get all this stuff set up, and then you're gonna start contacting people. And I think what people are gonna be afraid of, even before they contact somebody, they're gonna be like, I've heard about minimum buys. I've heard. I mean, like retail, you can buy one and test it out, and if it sells, go back and get some more. All of a sudden, you're like, man, I've heard you have to buy $5,000. I heard you have to buy 3,000 units. And kind of, what's your strategy around that?
Okay, so I can tell you this: the most common industry number, the one you see, is probably 80 to 85% of the time is $500. Like, that's a typical minimum order. Now, we've seen them as low as $100. Like, we've also seen one. I mean, we saw one, and it was, what was it, $100,000? Yeah. I mean, and let's say somebody's like, okay, yeah, you're approved, Chris, but minimum order is $100,000. Like, hey, can't order, big deal. Like, you wasted 20 minutes. Like, that's the thing, and you just you keep looking, and you'll find a lot more 500s than you find 100,000s. I promise you that. So that's the thing is, with us, with our model and what we do, we put our, we cast our rod out there a lot. Like, we're constantly trying to find new products and new accounts.
Well, I think that's what people got to get to the point of, and I see this because I work a lot with the sellers who source retail. They get started and all these things, and they're afraid to spend some money. And I don't want to classify people into two groups, but I do see like a graduation point where people they realize, wait a minute, I just spent $12,000 at Target, and it sounds ridiculous. Like, who spends $12,000 at Target? But they're like, well, you didn't go spend $12,000 like you're on a shopping spree. You bought inventory for your business. All right. So when people kind of follow a type of formula or a system, and they say, okay, I've done my research, I understand margin, I understand the potential demand on this product, because you're looking at sales rank and category and all these things. You say, okay, I'm ready to purchase some. I'm ready to spend $500. And I think people mentally need to be able to say, look, I might lose $500. Like, maybe that's where people have to get. But if you do your homework, you really should have a very safe purchase, because you're purchasing inventory. You're purchasing something you're going to resell. And maybe worst case scenario, it doesn't sell for what you expected. And instead of making $300 on your $500 purchase, you only made $200 or 150 or $50 or even zero, right? But purchasing some inventory wholesale, making $0 and coming out the other end, guess what? You are now in the 1% of the Amazon seller world out there who have gone through and done a wholesale order. There's things you will learn by doing that one order, even if you didn't actually bring home any profit, but keep in mind you didn't lose a single penny. Very valuable, worth way more than $500.
Right.
That lesson's worth a lot. Like, just getting, and here's the funny part is, I promise you, if you place that order and you end up making no money, you will be confident. And because that's the thing about the way we operate is, we buy stuff that moves, man. Like, it doesn't sit there and gather dust. Like, and we don't buy deep. We buy a month's supply of product. So you may say, let's say you spend that $500 and it brings back $500. You didn't make a penny. The thing is you learn to talk to a manufacturer. Like, that's a skill that, that's a skill that you can apply again and again and again, and you will find winners. That's the thing. You'll find winners.
Well, I like how you describe it as a skill. Like, it is a skill to talk to other people, to be able to communicate, to negotiate. And it's a skill that if you're not good at it, you can get better at it. And I hope everybody listening here, they believe in themselves enough to be like, they understand who they are and be like, you know what, I'm not good at that. And they want to get better at it. And they're going to make the commitment to say, this is the year I'm going to talk to 15 people. Commit to talk to 15 wholesalers in a month, right? You need to take a day off between each one. If you need to, like, calm down, like, okay, that was a big step for me talking to that guy on the phone. But by the end of the month, you're going to be a lot better than you were at the beginning. Like, the first one's going to be the worst one, right? The first place you call, you're probably not going to get an order. Just to be realistic,
Right?
right? Like not to put anybody down and make you feel bad if you don't get it. Maybe you do. If you do, great. Let us know, and we'll send you like a certificate or something. We want to celebrate everybody's successes at the same time, and celebrate even though I don't want to call it a loss, but man, if you purchase and don't lose money, I say you've won.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you do your homework and you take all the risk away from a purchase, that's what the big Wall Street guys are doing. They want to show me something no risk. Everything's risk. But if you can do a wholesale purchase and not lose money, and you're training yourself to not have any risk in your purchases, you're going to eventually start making some money. Dude, this is a story I have never told. I'm going to tell you guys, and I don't know if I'm going to share what I found, but I found my old like VHS like recorder like video thing. And I actually made a video for The Apprentice season 2, right? Before it was Celebrity Apprentice, this was season 2. I got me on video. It's at night. Jen's like recording it. I'm a lot skinnier than I am now. I don't have this going on, and I'm recording this thing. I'm wearing my Boss shirt, and I'm trying to make this pitch on this awesome salesman. And the video is awful. It is so bad. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, I don't want to share this with anybody, but I'm thinking it might actually help people, because I mean, I'm not a great public speaker. I'm not trained or anything, but I don't mind going on stage and sharing my enthusiasm for something with as many people who are willing to listen. And I've had people say, Chris, you're so good on stage. You're this and that. I'm like, I'm flattered. And I'm like thankful. And I realized that I'm good at a couple things, but I mean, imagine if I was trained to be a public speaker, right? That'd be even better.
Yeah.
But I wasn't born into this. I just gotten better with practice. I know what people respond to. I know the type of jokes people like. I can tell when the audience wants to hear this and that. That just comes from experience, right? And I can talk. I used to be a salesman. I had to go in and talk to store managers and convince them to order more Bosch power tools, and we're going to build a giant display over here. That took negotiating. When I started, I sucked at it, right? Like, I'm surprised they kept me around for a few years. I got better, right? I eventually won Salesman of the Year at Bosch. It was great. They gave me a ring and a cruise and all this stuff. But you had to get better. You have to go through that. So I just want to encourage everybody out there to say, look, if that's not where you're at, you can get there, and you can get there really quick, right? And you can get there from home. You don't even have to go anywhere. You can sit there on the phone. If someone says no, who cares, man? Like, you're never going to see that guy or girl again anyway, right? Get the no or get the yes. And as you need help, ask for help. I mean, you guys have so much free information out there, just sharing your story and just helping people get started. So yeah, people definitely need to get that free video. TWF Power. I'm testing this. I'm testing something because I want to see how smart I am.
Oh yeah.
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 Yep.
You didn't think I'd flip it, right? You thought I was going to do it the wrong way. You knew I was going to flip that. All right, that's cool. I feel super smart now.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. Way to go.
Last time we wrote it down and held it up, and it was like backwards. But I could tell my Amazon smile was going the wrong way, so had to flip it. So, I don't want, you could probably talk for half an hour about like how to get people or how to get the manufacturers to sell to you after they say, oh, we don't sell to Amazon sellers. You touched on it a little bit at the beginning. I mean, I just see I don't want to say roadblock. It's not the right word for it. But every time that there's like a hurdle or something everyone else is going to say, oh, we can't do that. I love that.
Right.
I love, because there's an opportunity there. If you just listen, just like you guys did, you listened. Like, tell me why you won't sell to Amazon sellers. Like, it's cool. You guys do whatever you want, but tell me why. And then you can find out how you can solve that problem for them, because they're going to tell you their problems. They probably loved telling you guys too, right? Am I right?
Oh, they love telling you why they don't like you.
Oh, yeah, you guys got the right personality for it. So,
I mean, that's the thing. They say, well, we don't want any more Amazon sellers, and it's like, yeah, you don't.
They don't want any more bad Amazon.
Right. That's what we tell them. We differentiate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're correct. You don't. You want better ones, fewer and better, and that's why you need us. I mean, we're not just order takers, order placers. We're and then we go on the ways that we differentiate ourselves from these other people.
And Chris, I'm going to tell you a secret. Like the stuff we do, I mean, don't tell anybody, but the stuff we do is actually not complicated at all. Like as far as how we are able to differentiate ourselves and help brands. It's the thing is first off, being willing to tell somebody that, I can do these things and it will help you. That's step one. And then just actually doing it will set you apart from 99% of Amazon sellers. Most people want to approach it like it's a transaction. They want to buy their product. They never want to speak to you again until they're ready to buy again. And that's what these vendors are used to. They're not used to somebody coming in and being like, hey, man, like I can help you grow your sales. I can help your brand grow. This amount of sales is happening on Amazon. Work with us. Let us make these changes, and it'll be this many.
Yeah. And the thing is like, that's the thing. It's like, we can put your brand, raise your awareness, put you relevant on the Amazon search engine. And let me tell you, there's not a more powerful, certainly not a more powerful commerce search engine, and just search engine in general. I've read that Google's even gotten scared recently for the amount of origination searches starting on Amazon over Google. So it's the fastest growing marketplace in commerce, period, not just e-commerce. So we can put you're going to be at the front of the line as this growth continues, as more customers come along. You're going to be the first thing they see, the first experience. You want it to be good. You want it to resonate with them. And these are the things that we're going to provide for you. Now, most of that's bull crap. I mean, I'm going to fix their listing. I'm going to say this and that, but it's like, I can show them, listen, you can see your product, you can see your image is terrible. This is what this is going to do this is what it's going to do for them. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just that you're telling them what you know about Amazon, and it's so much more than they do, because they don't know anything, and they don't realize what they're going to miss out on, by not basically not having you as an authorized seller of their product.
Yep. No, you present a value proposition to them.
Yeah.
You do what you're good at. You allow them to do what they're good at, and all of a sudden there's more sales, and you can prove it. Then they're gonna be like, yeah, these are my guys. These are the guys I'm selling to. And then when someone else calls and says, yeah, we don't sell to other Amazon sellers, well, you protected yourself, right? So you get a little exclusive going on. Because I've been watching up here at the top, and there's been a lot of questions come in. So I got one more question for you guys, and then let's see how many questions we can answer from the chat room. And this question is probably gonna be pretty common from people out there who go on Amazon And I think you said at the beginning, you guys were just going to catalogs and you're going to see what you could find and then check Amazon. But a lot of people have kind of figured out, well, let me go to Amazon first and see what I can sell. And when they do that, they're like, they can't find any profit in anything. They're like, there's no profit. Like I run the numbers. So when you guys like going through and analyzing products and you find, hey, there's no profit here, there's no profit here, you guys reveal a little bit about your system of like how far you go down one road and then say, okay, here's our target and all this stuff. I know that's a big kind of question there, but when I don't want people to get discouraged when like the first 3 products they look up on Amazon, they're like, Amazon's selling it cheaper than I can get it for. Well, yeah, some products that's what you're going to find, especially if you're looking at like top sellers, right? Like, but anyway, I'll let you guys answer it.
I mean, here's the thing, and it sounds awkward for a lot of people. Is most people don't want to lose money. Like if you're looking at a listing and the pricing looks consistent, it's been consistent for a while. Like I promise you, that guy's making money. He's doing something that you're not doing. So that was our first thing, because we ran into that too. Was we had the problem of we look at a product, it's like, gosh, doesn't make money. But here's the thing. Once you start paying attention that these sellers, you look at the Keepa history, and that product's been maybe priced like that for 5, 6, 7 months, then you realize that nobody is selling that long at a loss. Like it's just not happening, right? So there's some strategies you can do to get better pricing, and the majority of it is you have to ask for a discount. Like as crazy as that sounds, the majority of people see that price list, they look at it and they're like, just doesn't work for me. They don't ask for a discount. And we were that guy. We was that guy. Like we did the same thing. But eventually it was like, okay, so we contacted them, got our price list, and it was, prices didn't work out for us. We didn't make enough money. And all right, is there any way we could get this price get it at this price point? And it was, within reason. We thought it was definitely within reason. And they're like, sure, we have a volume tier. And it's like, oh, what? Like, you don't advertise that. Nope. But then they give you a different pricing list. That's the thing is the majority of the time you got to be willing to ask. Now, do some products get crushed? Yeah. Like sometimes people liquidate product. There can be a lot of events that lead to a bad product on Amazon. But I promise you, if you're looking at product and you're not finding profitable products, it's a lot less than you think it is. And a lot of that is tied to your ability to go in there and talk to that manufacturer and get a discount.
I don't want to tell you the numbers that Bosch used to throw around as list price.
That's disgusting.
I almost felt bad. It was more on the industrial side than on the home center side where I worked. Maybe like, here's a $300 drill. Now the list price is $750. So I'm going to give you a 56% discount. I'm like, nobody sells this for $700. Everybody sells this for $300. Like Home Depot, like Home Depot's next door. It was frustrating. But those prices are there. So if you took a Bosch catalog, you'd look through it and be like, there's no money here. There's no money in this whole catalog. Well, yeah, you didn't understand how it worked. You didn't pick up the phone and realize that there's so much room to negotiate on list price. I mean, at those rates, it was a joke. It was like, don't even pay attention to it. But you're going to probably find some similar things out there where they're going to have their list price. Where that's the price they'll sell to you as a low maintenance wholesale account. But you find some way to partner with them and have a relationship going. And yeah, they can extend discounts. They can do anything. You just have to ask. So we've covered a lot, and we could jam for a while. But I do want to get the questions answered. Everybody's in the chat. First of all, thanks for being here and participating. But there are 2 ways to ask a question here on Zoom. We've got a Q&A and we've got the chat. So anybody who asks a question in the chat, we will try to get to it, but we do have questions in the Q&A, which I think are a lot easier for us to find. Do you guys see the Q&A, or do you want me to read them to you?
Yeah, we can see them, but it's whatever. If you want to read them or we'll read them, it doesn't make any difference.
All right, well, I'll read them to you guys.
Okay.
And let me make sure, because we may have answered some of these on the show.
Sure.
So Denise asked, I'd love some more specifics on the point. This is when we're like, what we can offer to a wholesaler. So as a buyer, what can you offer? And man, I want to answer this one, but I'm gonna let you guys do it because you guys actually do wholesale.
Yeah, it's a listing improvement, keyword improvement, title improvement, images. You have 6 images. You know how few products on Amazon actually have all 6 images, much less images actually matter. Even the ones that do have 6, they're often the same variation or even the same image over and over, because you're only required to do the white background 60 or 70%, 80% product image on your main image. The rest of them can be lifestyle images. And you know how much that can affect the way a buyer purchases. You show the product being used by somebody they can relate to. I mean, that's powerful stuff, and the majority of Amazon products don't have that. You can run cost per click advertising for them to increase velocity for their products. I mean, there's just so many ways to add value that are going to increase the number of sales they receive on that channel. Because that's the thing too, is explain to them also is that each positive change increases more velocity, which perpetuates more and more. The Amazon, it rewards conversions. I mean, it does. So the more sales you have, the more sales you'll get. The more sales you'll have, the more sales you'll get. And so when you start making these, the change and the sell-through continues to increase. So I mean, that's just a few off the top of my head that you can do that make a big difference that the company may not even be aware of.
And there was a part of when I told Chris we were telling him a secret. It's not complex. It's the thing is being willing to do it is the number one thing. Like just being willing to put yourself out there and say, I can make these changes for you. And then actually doing it.
And explaining it to him. Like Dan made a good point. We were talking the other day, and he was like, yeah, so you come on a listing, you see there's 5 or 6 sellers on there, and they've got a terrible listing, and you may think, well, just mentioning it to them just to change an image is so simple. That's also, they're not going to respond to that. It's like, well, they already have 6 sellers that haven't mentioned it to them yet because it's still there with a terrible image. I mean, you're going to blow their mind. You don't understand how much more than them. You really don't. I don't think you have a grasp until you get one of them on the phone, and then they think you're some sort of, some sort of sorcerer. Right? I mean, it's amazing.
Dude, that's an actual secret. I've been meaning to write a book called Actual Secrets, because it's one of those things that almost people don't believe until they see it. Like everybody listening to this, you guys have to understand the knowledge that you have of Amazon and FBA is very specific knowledge that most people don't have, and they don't understand it. They don't understand how to leverage it. They don't know the value of a well-made listing with proper keywords, proper hidden keywords, great titles, great pictures, lifestyle. They don't understand all that. And if you do, you have to believe and understand that what you know is valuable. And by passing that on to them, you are giving them value. And they're going to pay attention. That's going to open the door to that relationship and to everything else that follows after that. If you want to sit there and be like, no, that's dumb, everybody should know that, pictures, that you can think that, but I promise you, everybody on the other side, they don't know it.
Right.
They don't. And it gives you a way to provide value. You're the one giving value, and that starts the relationship. And it can take a while. Sometimes you have to kind of just, okay, it seems simple to me, but I guess nobody knows it. Dude, that's my life, right? Everything that I think is simple, I figure everybody knows, but they don't. And the day I figured that out, I was like, wait a minute, this is great. I can do something simple and it provides a lot of value to a lot of people. Great, I'm off and running.
Yeah, Chris,
I'm keep doing it.
How many people in your circle will you go, us and some of your friends and stuff like that, you say FBA to, it's common knowledge, it's lingo, everybody knows what you're talking about. You walk into a Walmart and you take a poll, everybody coming out, what's FBA? What's the greatest opportunity in starting a business or online sales or any of these things? 99.9% of people are going to have no idea what you're talking about. Now, to you know everything about it, and so you feel like everybody should know it. It's common knowledge, but it's really not. It's really not.
It's not. So that value, guys, everything you're listening to here, you're reading on Facebook, everything out there, you guys know some good information. All right. So just grab onto it and believe it. And if you struggle with it, understand that that's real. Like, I get that. I have empathy for you. It's called imposter syndrome, where you devalue or you put a lower value on the information that you know than you should. It's a real thing. All right. So understand what that is and help yourself get past it, because you don't want to live with imposter syndrome for too long, because the only one's going to suffer is you, to be honest. So, all right, let's go a little rapid fire on these. I know we like giving these full answers to these questions, but
all right, we'll shoot them quick. Boom, boom, boom.
All right. So, anonymous viewer, Mr. Anonymous Viewer. Okay, here we go. I have a brick and mortar store. I've been using a shadow company through Amazon to sell their products, but we are selling so much of their product now they're getting suspicious. What would you do? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you.
That's That's just something that you just have to work out yourself because I'm not going to.
Yeah, we can't. There's no perfect answer for that, Mr. Anonymous. Good job being anonymous viewer, though. I'll give you that.
I mean, to be honest, we all of the vendors we work with know we're an Amazon seller. They know our Amazon account name.
Yeah, please be transparent, everybody.
Oh.
Please, there's no shadow. There's no hoodwinking. There's no say one thing, do another. Transparency is what's going to help you build real relationships. If you're looking for a different type of business, that's a different webinar, right? We are the honest, transparent webinar tonight. Okay. So another question from Mr. Anonymous Viewer. Purchases cash in advance, or does the manufacturer extend you credit terms? I mean, that's probably a big answer, but I mean, like, let me rephrase the question for you. Does everybody want payment up front when you make a wholesale order, or what are the most common ways that you'll pay for inventory?
I mean, honestly, the most common ways, if you're just getting started with wholesale, is going to be payment up front. Like it's much more rare without like trade references and stuff that you would get something like terms. But
it's usually a negotiating strategy too.
Yeah.
Like paying up front, you can get an extra discount because they don't have to
Sure.
inventory. So we use that. I mean, even now we could get terms from the majority of our manufacturers if we wanted to, but we still pay cash up front. I'd say the majority of ours because we have, a percentage cash discount worked into that. So.
All right, Timothy Coyle, good to see you, buddy. He's got a question. What do you do after you tell the wholesaler you can create an amazing product page? Then you do, and then some other retailer that sells on that page improves the page or image, which one that is worse every time with every product under that brand. So this goes into the fact that a typical product page is being built and pulled with information from multiple sellers that, the Amazon algorithm is saying, okay, we believe these are the best pictures, this is the best title, these are the best descriptions, these are the best keywords. And then sometimes they might pull from a seller who's got crap after you put up some good stuff. All right. So you guys tell me your answer, then I'll add on to it if we missed anything.
Here's the thing. If you're working with the manufacturer, and that's what we suggest, we always work with them, then you're going to get changes that they actually want. So you go make those changes, and then let's say that this bozo comes and he changes it back or changes, to something strictly worse. I'm going to show that manufacturer and be like, hey, so here's a solution. We can do some kind of brand we'll walk them through brand registry to make sure that the changes are locked in or something like that. But guess what? The fact that you can tell them that is a huge value to them. Something they don't know. Again, like you don't realize how much stuff you actually know.
You think nobody knows FBA? Nobody knows brand registry.
Right.
I mean, like there's only like 3 out of 100 FBA sellers who even know what brand registry is. Like people got to understand how much information they know. It's crazy. So, Tim, the only thing I would add to that is have that communication with Amazon. So you can go in and speak that Amazon language and say, hey, we uploaded these images. They are direct from the manufacturer and approved on this listing. We believe they will help with conversions and provide a great customer experience. These other images are not approved by the manufacturer, and have Amazon change them back, hopefully even lock them down. So if you're not doing any brand registry stuff, you can still communicate with Amazon and hopefully get those things locked in, okay? Let's go to Nikki's question here. Sorry if I missed this point, but I'm wondering how doing wholesale is different from doing PL or private label. Also, I thought Amazon was making it more difficult to sell name brands, requiring an upfront fee, sometimes $1,000 or more. I'm assuming your information will make all of this clear or will show the differentiation. So I mean, I see a lot of people, they might confuse wholesale and private label, but they are very different animals. You could do one or the other or both, but they are quite different.
They're relatively similar. There's a couple components that make it's like 90% of this is very similar, right?
A lot of crossover
that just make it very different. And why we prefer, we've tried both models. Why did we settle on wholesale? It's private label is a very, very complicated form of wholesale, to be perfectly honest. Like you are having to manage a product from creation all the way to delivery, all the way to selling it on Amazon, right? Like there's so many moving parts in that versus a wholesale relationship. And then let's say we've gotten through with private label, all that importing process and all that jazz. Now we have to actually learn how to make a product sell. And if you are trying to create demand is very tough. It's also very expensive. Like a lot of PPC, a lot of PPC goes into this. There's, and if you were doing the giveaway strategy, I would first off stop it. Amazon doesn't like it, and if you were doing that, that's also expensive. For God's sakes, like there's so many things that make this an expensive thing, and if you end up with a product and you can't make it sell, like it's just sunk. Like there's no, I can't recover money from something that won't sell. Right now let's look at it from the wholesale perspective. We only source existing products on Amazon. Like I'm never trying to create demand. All I'm doing is taking a product that's already selling super well, and I try to make it sell better. Like, so, let's say I purchase a product and get it on Amazon, and let's say it's just a terrible wholesale product. Let's say we end up losing money on it. Like the margins are compressed. Like the margin between where people can sell it, or like Chris is the killer negotiator. He might have got it like 3 or 5% cheaper than me. There's not a big margin of difference in being the best negotiator or not. So, like, let's say that Chris takes advantage of his 3 to 5% discount. Like, there's just, I may lose 2% or 5% on this whole order, and I just never have to order it again. This whole process took me 30 days. I got my money back, and now I'm able to recover and recoup. And the second part of that question was something about having to pay for,
like wholesaling big brands like the Nike and all these things. Because I mean, do you guys do the big brands, or are you guys looking for smaller brands that aren't like top 100 sellers with Amazon selling the item for the past 800 days? And
I bet you there's not 3 brands that we carry that you would even know by name if I listed all of them off. I mean, honestly, so like it's ours are very niche. I mean, it's the truth. The good thing about that is it has manufacturers that are interested in working with you. Nike's not interested in working with me.
Yeah, Nike don't need you guys.
Nike's interested in working with you. That $1,000 ain't going to matter.
Put that on a T-shirt right there. Yeah,
that's
you're in good shape. I promise you.
That's the truth, man. Yeah, I believe
we've
that.
never paid a fee to sell any of the brands that we carry.
And here's a quick one for you.
It's a hurdle.
Yeah, no, man, hurdles are good. I mean, like, because then if you can get past the hurdles, you're leaving all your competitors behind. All right, super quick one here. The products that you wholesale, are they mostly coming from U.S. or are you doing anything importing from China or anywhere overseas?
All U.S., 1 Canada, 1 U.K.
Now, is that on purpose, or is that just because that's just kind of how it's happened?
I mean, it's just, I mean, the brands that we want to carry have driven a market, drive in the United States. They're United States-based brands is all. I mean, so it's just, where they come from.
All right, quick one here from Jennifer. Estimating costs and startup expenses for a new business when I'm first starting to get into it. We talked a little bit about the first order, but the first order, that's like Star Wars, right? Startup expenses. You already said getting your business license is free.
Right.
I mean, doing research at home is free. I mean, could you imagine doing wholesale without the Amazon website, without sales rank, without keep a pricing history? That's how you used to have to do it.
Wow.
10 years ago, that's how you had to do it. So Jennifer, I would spend a lot of time on Amazon looking at what's selling, understanding Keepa. That doesn't cost you anything. And that's very important. I don't know if you guys go into that a lot or how much time you guys spent on Keepa before you guys really got, the engine going. But when I see people worried about costs and I'm thinking they got a low budget to start up, that means they got time. If you have either have time or money, right? So if you have time instead of money, spend that time investing in yourself, educating yourself, and believing in yourself. I hate to sound hokey pokey, believing in yourself. So as you understand a Keepa graph and you can explain a Keepa graph to anybody who asks, realize, okay, I've got it. I've got something here. I can explain a Keepa graph, because understanding a Keepa graph, while it sounds silly, is a very valuable tool, whether you're selling wholesale, private label, retail, it doesn't matter. That is very valuable information, and you have to believe it is. If you don't believe it is, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
All right, man, there's a lot of questions. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all these questions.
I'll put that link back up. There's a comment section below the videos. So if we didn't get to your question, his is he's going to hit you with the black screen there. I'm going to blow your eyes out with the white screen here.
Watch how bright this gets.
Boom. Did I get you?
Yeah, man, my shades are. I'm a good thing I got these shades on.
Yeah. So twfpower.com. It's going to be more in depth and give you the analytics, the drill down much better than we've given you here. But it's great stuff. And no matter your business model, no matter what you're doing with e-commerce, this is going to be very powerful, very informative, and very good for you, regardless of if you have any interest in wholesale or not. It doesn't make any difference. So it's twfpower.com.
I just look it up for a minute. That might say our faces.
Yeah, leave it up for a minute. I mean, the only thing I would add is because I'm looking through some of these questions, and they really just are bigger questions.
I see one that's great, Chris. I love this question. I think it's awesome.
All right, we'll definitely answer that one. I just want to. Do you guys get like a copy of these questions after the Zoom is over? Like they still exist?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Where's Dylan? Ask Dylan, man. He would know.
He may have went home. He needs to go home. He needs to rest. He looks haggard. But
all right, well, dude, I'm gonna at least take a screenshot of these questions because everybody's listening. We super appreciate that you're here, and we don't want to miss any of your questions. It's just for time's sake, we may not get to them all. Like Nikki, Ganti, Jennifer, we really appreciate your question.
Is that a 7+, Chris?
Yeah, 7+. Yeah.
They don't send you questions.
I thought it was. I thought I had the double camera.
Yeah, double. It's sweet, dude.
That portrait mode stuff. I've seen the pictures, but I've never used it personally.
Dude, this is something you guys may want. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but they have an Amazon Basics photo studio where it's like that built-in box. It is made for the Amazon Seller app. Like you put your product in, use the Amazon Seller app. It'll bring a perfect picture out. So if you got an iPhone 7, Amazon Seller app in this like $100 box, like people don't know. They don't even pitch it as this is compatible with the Amazon Seller app. Like that's what it's for. So you can take great pictures. That might be you guys should make a video about that. So whatever question Dan wanted to answer, happy to get to that one.
All right. It was Al asked, can you tell us what you guys are can you tell us what you're not directly involved in your business today?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I love it. We purposely constructed our business. I mean, we've built it around systems that allow us to remove ourselves from the various jobs in our business. Literally, all we do in our business anymore is coach our employees. Like I've not contacted a manufacturer in probably almost a year. I've not sourced product in forever. I mean, probably a year. And I know Eric doesn't do those things. Eric's involved in, Eric handles paying our bills and stuff like that. But everything we do pretty much is just our employees do it, and then we talk to our employees about their performance. So I spend more time doing anything about or reviewing their work than actually doing any for myself. We don't work a whole lot.
You guys have turned into managers.
Ones that, we manage about 10 hours a week.
Right.
And then, our employees, that's the thing is we've built a system that employees, unless they break our rules or system, like everything works. That's the thing is our systems just work.
I like how you guys have developed your systems, and a lot of it's from scratch. Like you guys, you didn't follow someone else's system. You made your own system, right? So you know it inside and out. And it's impressive what you guys have built. And I want to make sure people understand, if you want to get to 7 million in sales, you're going to have to manage people. You're going to have to, this isn't it's not going to be a one-man operation. So I say that so people have the right kind of perspective to be like, you know what, I've been doing retail. I like being a one-man operation. I like, just that business. And if you want to do wholesale, you certainly can, but you're probably not going to do 7 million in sales your first year unless your ASP, your average sale price, is extremely high and you're selling like $5,000 globes or something, which they do actually sell on Amazon, believe it or not. And you can look at Keep On, people actually buy them. There's a $10,000 globe that people buy. I don't know what kind of I don't know what I would do with that. I would never take it out of the box. I'd be afraid I'd mess it up. So I am not the target market for the $10,000 globe, but someone else out there is. So there was one thing I was going to save till the end. Eric, you remember what it is?
Yeah, I've got I'm gonna get off the stop share here so I can see this. You got some sort of shenanigans planned, I suppose.
Well, dude, I mean, I got a Happy Valentine's Day message that one time. So I mean, you know, like, should I do it? Should I?
Yes. Yes.
Should I? No, I'm not doing that. But I got a different Eric impression. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Here we go. Check it out. That's it. I'm Eric. I
Beautiful.
got my hat on backwards.
Yeah, turn your head around, bozo. What's the matter with you? I can't take you
This is how
serious
it
with
is.
your hat backwards.
Dude, and it even says Amazon right on the front.
That's dope. I gotta get me one of those.
I can't believe you don't have one. They have two sizes. They have like little tiny heads and they got big fat heads.
I'll definitely need the second of those.
Yeah, I got the big fat head. But man, it's nice, man. Like it's not the snapback or nothing. It's stretchy. I mean, can you see the
I said that,
stretch?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice, man. I mean, you know it has to be nice for me to give up my visor.
Yeah, no doubt. We were talking about that the other day. Steve retired the visor.
You were really talking about that the
I swear
other
to
day.
God.
Wow.
Your story. Swear to God.
That's some powerful branding, man. I better go back to that visor.
We were talking about
Branding.
your glove, your visor, the whole persona, man. You were the transformer.
Dude, and I got to bring back the phone around the neck.
Yeah,
You know,
that
that's
was
the
great.
latest thing I'm known for.
That's beautiful.
So, guys, I took a picture of all the questions that were still there. Hopefully, if your guys' names on Zoom match your names on Facebook, we will make sure that we follow up with your questions. If you're looking for more information from Dan and Eric, I think a few guys kind of know what they did before when we were doing some videos last August. And so, I mean, the secret's out a little bit for you guys. So you just need to go to TWF Power. All right, if you sign up there, they're going to give you more information. There's a free video. There's a free second video. There's a free third video. They're going to be coming out. I guess they just get them an email. Am I right? Or there's a site update. However that works. There's a lot more information out there. These guys are an open book, transparent as can be. You can see them here on Zoom, interact with them live. They're all over Facebook. If you guys want or need more information on Wholesale, these are the guys. These are the guys that I recommend as the FBA guru, godfather, mastermind of FBA and all this stuff. There's only one place when people say I want to learn Wholesale. There's only one place I send them. That's to these guys, and that's just the way it is because I am not a wholesale master. So when I have a wholesale question, these are the guys that I go to myself, and I am more than happy, pleased to recommend them for everybody who has information because you guys have talked the talk and now you're walking the walk. 7 million in sales. I mean, you can't fake that. Can't fake it. And you guys have that heart to help people. It's admirable. And yeah, I am very, very honored and blessed to call you guys my friends in this business. So don't get all sappy on me because that's as sappy as I'm going to get.
No, it's always a pleasure. You're insane. So that's great. That's what we love. And so yeah, head over, check that video out. Your business will be better for it regardless. Doesn't make any difference. It's great.
Straight up. All right, and this is recorded, guys. If you glitched out along the way, if you want to watch this again, if you want to listen to it in your car, I'm sure you guys will put out the replay somewhere, maybe by email, Facebook, whatever it is. And yeah, you can listen to us jam again. So with that, we are going to sign off. Thanks for everybody watching live. You're listening on replay. Thanks for your time and attention. And we'll see you guys.
Dan's dabbing for you.
Dabbing, nice.